then the defensive nature of your game is usually able to take over. And it makes me wonder, as I jump forward a whole lot, right? What kind of game are we gonna get from Golden State and Boston? We've been playing around with this already. We started this in the first round because we saw a pattern based off of style of play and coaches' whistles. And we've been wondering this. But no more than Heat fans have been wondering if it was a good shot or not. Yes, folks, that is still a thing. Thank you. That is still a thing. Where we are still having conversations with Heat fans, or Heat fans just trying to convince themselves that, you know what, they are okay with the shot. They can justify why they can live with the shot. Well, you know what? People justify living with abusers too. Like damn, like she had that guac 8,000, like on a 3,000 slime alert. Like we all get caught up in the hype sometimes. Right, but people justify bad things all the time. People justify things that don't make sense. People justify things that ain't right all the time. Even when they would have known better going into it, just because the outcomes turns out a certain way, people like to be in the moment and like to justify things in the moment. Like I said, to play towards their emotions, and I get it. What happens is that the Miami Heat fans, right now they're in the stages of grief. And in these stages of grief come denial. But they need to finally get to a point of acceptance. And they're trying to accept it. Right? But really what it is a point of denial. Where you tell yourself, like, hey, you know what? He played 48 minutes. He didn't want to go back. He didn't want to go back out there. I get all that. I'm not even so much like scrutinizing him or crucifying him for it, right? As you guys said, there are possible reasons. There are a lot of possible reasons on why he took that shot. Still doesn't mean that it was the right shot to take. It just means that you can possibly understand his reasons. Doesn't mean it was right. And like I said again, I get it. You don't want to feel. You're already heartbroken. You don't want to add on to it by feeling discouraged by a bad decision now, or by poor play. You don't want to compound it with that. I get it. But you do have to accept certain realities. And in these realities, I have two questions that really come to mind. Did Jimmy Butler take a shot that played to his strengths when he had the opportunity to take a shot that played to his strengths? Did he do that? Or was that option available to go to your strength? And did he take advantage of it when the option was presented to him? Also, the second one, did he take the highest percentage shot available? Let's go back to the first subject, right? About not playing to his strengths. That probably is gonna be probably the biggest indictment to the whole entire scenario, right? Is that he didn't play to his strengths. And the fact that he didn't play to his strengths is what you guys keep trying to justify. Is that, oh, he was tired. He played 48 minutes. He didn't want to go into overtime. So what it sounds like is that he took the easy way out. He kind of low-key quit. Like, you understand what you're technically admitting to here. That he didn't want to keep fighting on. So he went for the hero shot. Because the hero shot was either going to make you or break you. Where he could have went for the high percentage shot, the reliable shot. I understand he made 2 of those previously in the game, but if you've made 2 shots from half court, is your 3rd shot from half court when you have an open layup a good shot? See, this is what we're talking about over here, right? It's not if you can justify the shot. You can justify just about anything. You understand? Like, Jeffrey Dahmer can justify eating people. Don't make it right. So if he's not playing to his strengths, then that means he's automatically bailing the other team out, or he's putting up with the bailout play. See, sometimes I think because of respect for certain individuals, respect for their game, our individual fandom and loyalty to teams blind us from certain realities. And while individuals may say, oh, they're not going to hold it against them, you don't have to hold it against them. He took a bad shot. You can decide to do what you want to do with it. I'm not going to super scrutinize him for it, but it will be marked down that Jimmy Butler lost that game. Listen, when I remember it in history, it will be because Jimmy Butler lost that game because he decided to take a bailout shot instead of playing to his strengths. And I love me some Jimmy Butler. You understand? I only could talk it like I walk. I only could call it like I see it. And that's what I saw. And from what everybody has explained to me so far, you're just finding nice ways to sugarcoat saying that he took the easy way out. He took the bailout ill-advised shot. You are basically admitting that there were better shots to take, and it was a better way to score. I'm not gonna often say that Jimmy Butler quit on a team, but that last shot, while it was for all the marbles, in a weird way, because he's not taking the route that would help his team fight on in that game, he's kind of quitting on them because he doesn't want to play anymore. He says I can't go anymore. This is where he has decided to end this. And you say that this is the kind of decision that star players make. You're right. That sometimes they make the wrong decision. If you want to compare it to Kevin Durant's shot last year, Kevin Durant took 2 bad shots. The fuck we talking about over here? Because he made one, and then the only reason why it wasn't counted for 3 because his foot was inches off the line, and then he missed the second one. Doesn't mean that they were both good shots. It's because the result, because he made it. No, it was a bad shot. And even for Kevin Durant, they can be bad shots. For Jimmy Butler, you can have bad shots. For Michael Jordan, you can have bad shots. Stephen Curry is the best bad shot maker out there. At least from distance. Uncle Normie. Uncle Normie. Hey, yo, Uncle Normie. You want to come up here and tell a joke? Uncle Normie, you want to come up here and tell a joke?
Tell him a joke.
Tell him a...
No, I want to introduce some new talent.
Whoa. I don't think I'm the kind of person that you want to introduce your new talent to. Okay?
No, Taylor, she's family.
Oh, okay.
This is Taylor.
Yes, you definitely will be on camera. How you doing?
Hi.
It's okay.
Where's the camera?
Taylor
It's
knows
straight ahead of you.
all about
Right.
sports.
Your name is
Any
Ta-
question?
What, your name is
I
Taylor?
don't know anything about sports. Yeah, my name's Taylor.
Your first name? My last name is Taylor. How you doing?
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
T. Quinn.
T. Quinn?
You've heard of
Yeah,
Haley
we're all
Quinn,
twins.
Harley Quinn, T. Quinn.
I can see it. The pink is just starting to wash out.
Yeah, you, pretty much. Yeah, it's always pink or purple.
Yeah, a word from chicken.
Oh, I fucked that chicken up. Oh, yeah, I had it on the
Look
camera.
at
Right there,
that.
yeah.
I don't think you left anything. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You left nothing on
No
there.
meat left on the bone.
No, listen.
Joke.
That's the way it's supposed to be. That's how you eat your chicken.
What are you live
Okay.
Everything.
Podbean?
Can your
So
audience...
that's one thing, and then also everywhere else.
Can your audience...
She's like, that
Hey,
is
look at my
definitely
new
you.
hat, man. Where's the camera?
That is
Camera's
the
over there.
right straight there. Where all the
Anyway.
lights are at.
All right, one quick joke, and then you can have interview Taylor.
Oh my god.
What's better than roses on the piano?
Better than roses on a piano. Roses on a bed?
No, tulips on the organ. All right. No, I didn't.
Yo, that's why we bring Norm up here to give us a joke once a week. For real.
Oh my god. Okay, how long have you been live streaming?
Today or
Like in general?
I've been doing a show for 8 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Get up there, Juliana.
Yeah,
You
come on,
you trying to come up here too?
Well, how many people are watching?
I don't know. How many people do you know?
Thousands.
Come on.
Nobody's watching.
I need to know how many people are
How many people do you know?
Oh my god, we're live right here too.
That's T show.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Everybody's
Instagram cam back there. That's the behind the scenes cam.
How do I see? How do I see
So
it?
you know, they're two of my security staff.
They're
My
two of your
head of
se-
security and my second in command.
I'm head of
What are
security.
you?
So
what are
they're
you-
not-
What is this on?
Wait, is there a pun intended here somewhere?
Well, I just want to explain. Everybody needs a security team, right?
Okay, yes.
So these two are my security team. They're not my extraction team. They're my distraction team.
Okay, yeah, I can understand why they do the distraction team. So they help you get away while they cause a distraction.
Exactly.
So you guys are walking life vests for Uncle Norm over
Yes.
there.
Yep.
Pretty
That's
much.
It's
our
good thing you
uncle.
guys are quick and nimble. We just get out the way. How you doing? I'm Taylor.
Juliana.
How you doing, Juliana? Last name Taylor.
Pretty cool.
Your
Yeah.
last name's Taylor?
Yes. It's Talon Tony Taylor. I'm riddled with T's.
So what is this?
The MyT Sports Podcast. It's a sports podcast that revolves around life.
You do
I don't know
all
anything
sports?
about sports.
That's okay. You know about life.
All sports?
All
I
sports.
also don't know anything about life.
Well, you know what?
We have no
Just
life.
life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, because you never know when you're gonna go.
Yo, pretty much.
That's
Pretty
it.
much.
So what are you streaming on?
Everything.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Podbean so people could call in, and Twitch.
Yo, somebody call in right now. Let's talk to a motherfucker. Somebody call in.
Let's see if anybody I got anybody on the calling line. I got nobody calling. I had connection issues earlier, so I had a bunch of people calling in or coming in, and then they dropped it. And they called in. I had to go to my third alternative mean of internet connection. There's a lot of hiccups that happens when you do a remote show. You never know what you're gonna run into.
Sure.
So
And
why
you're
did
on
you choose here?
What's that?
Sharkies. Why'd
Yeah,
you
why
choose here?
Sharkies?
Cause I got a long lasting relationship with Sharkies and Rich. I've been coming here for like a decade now. You know what I mean? It's been forever. I'm a Jets fan. Rich is a Jets fan.
I love Richie.
Yeah, Rich is the shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, so when I was ready to take my podcast to a live audience, I was like, let's see what Rich says, and let's go to Sharkies. I already know the people here. I already know how the environment works here. I already know what I can and can't get away with. I know my boundaries. You know what I mean? I know what kind of habitual line stepping I can do.
And it comes with Uncle Norm.
And it comes with Uncle Norman and
It's
jokes.
entertainment. It's great.
I'm able to give away free samples of Blue Chew and free samples of Doobie Snacks. You don't know any sports? Cause I give away Doobie Snacks, you're able to answer my sports questions.
I don't know what Duke is.
I literally. I know.
Or you can always just tip me for a Doobie Snack.
I know that the Celtics and the Heat just played.
You only
And the
know
Celtics lost.
She only knows that because we were out drinking and they were playing the game. That's why she knows that.
That's how you find out. Listen,
My
normally when you're out
family's a sports family, but I try to avoid at all costs.
No,
Focus
literally.
first.
John! Is that your number, John?
I know nothing.
why are you rebelling against your family?
My dad likes.
Why are you rebelling against your dad? That's all I hear
my
right now.
dad's obsessed with the Rams and the Yankees. My
Okay.
brother's obsessed with the Packers and the Mavericks.
Okay, at least your dad got one of his teams right.
Rams?
Yankees.
Oh. Well, I thought you were saying because they just won the.
I'm a New Yorker through and through. I root for everything New York. I hate everything
Do you like
Boston.
the Giants?
Yes, I do
Guess
like
what?
this.
Oh my god! The other night we were out in Fort Lauderdale at the wharf and we met a retired football player for
From the Giants.
Oh,
And he's I talked to him.
nice.
Pretty
It
fun.
was pretty cool. He was like naming all these football players and I was just like, yeah, I know who that is. Hell yeah!
So you lied the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, yeah, I was just hanging out with Marion Barber.
Yeah.
Marion Barber died today.
Okay, well then I wasn't. See, then I would have been caught up if he said that.
He did just die today.
Listen, the only player I know is what's his name? Beckham, right?
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah,
Yes,
right?
he's a player.
That's the only person I know. I just know because he's beautiful.
Listen, sometimes that's all there is to know about. Listen, there's nothing wrong as a woman watching sports quickly, only because you be like, damn, look at that dude's package.
It's a nice
like,
view.
there is nothing wrong. You understand? Half of the guys that are into women's tennis or got into it as teenage boys because what they heard across their screen was, and women just run around with mini skirts on. And then Serena Williams popped up as the only woman with ass, and she was just, you was just like, oh my god, this is the next best thing to like the Playboy channel on Squiggly. So it is perfectly okay. I forgot who it was years ago. Was it? Damn it. Something Keller. I forget. It's Dustin Keller. Something Keller.
Could not tell you.
It's okay. It's but he played for Detroit. Not Detroit. He played for Denver, and then he ended up playing for the New York Jets. And I remember mentioning his name to one of my homegirls, and she was like, "No, Baker. It's something Becker. I don't know. David Becker.
Wait, is that soccer?
David Beckham is a soccer
Okay,
player.
Beckham is a soccer. Okay.
It was
He's hot too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know because of that.
Kellen Winslow? It was something like that, and she was like, "Ooh, this guy." And I'm like, "Wait, how the fuck do you even know this name?" I'm like, "Nobody knows his name." And I was like, "You know him because of his male modeling, doesn't it? He did a little Calvin Klein commercial. You know, he was sitting there with the splash, and she was like, ooh," and so I was like, "That's why she knows him." So it's okay. It's perfectly okay to sexualize your sports.
Exactly.
If that's what gets you into it, that's what gets you into it.
Do it.
And plus, stop rebelling against your family. There's no reason for it. That's all I heard. My whole family's into sports, and I'm trying to run away from it. You're rebelling against your family for no reason. Stop
I
it.
just
That's what
don't
we're
Listen.
like
supposed to do.
sports.
When you find yourself your future mate, he's gonna be a sports fan. Just prepare yourself now.
Hey, I've been to a Seahawks game.
Have I ever been to a Seahawks game?
I've been to a Seahawks game. That's what I'm saying. I went to Seattle myself and saw a Seahawks
You went to
game.
Seattle and
Yeah.
what? Was it raining?
No, it actually wasn't. I was there for 2 weeks and it didn't rain the whole
At all?
time.
That's all I
Yeah.
hear about Seattle is that it rains.
I know that it rains all the time. It didn't rain once when
So
we
it
were
rains
there.
more in Florida than it does in Seattle.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I feel like I've been lied to my whole life. Like I've been watching out for quicksand my whole life. Never ran into quicksand once. I've been having this quicksand fear my whole life. Like, why am I doing quicksand drills if I never ran into quicksand?
Never run into it.
Never had to worry about quicksand growing up. It wasn't a problem for you guys. But in my era, we had quicksand issues. I don't know why, but we had an issue with quicksand.
Yeah, no. Never ran into an issue.
Yep, definitely not.
Quicksands and random bomb threats.
Pretty much.
Which all you had to do was hide underneath your desk to like to
That's-
save it.
oh, that's all.
Yeah,
Still
like
cash.
I don't know what those desks are made out of, but they can stop. But apparently, somebody comes to your school, hide it underneath your desk.
Under the desk.
You got a bomb threat, hide underneath your desk. Tornadoes coming, hide underneath your desk. Earthquake, hide underneath your
Cover
desk.
your head.
Like goddamn, like what the fuck are you guys making this shit out of? And why can't I just get this standard issue in the military? Like apparently school desk, bam, it protects you against everything. Like, told you, a life podcast that revolves around sports.
That's not everything.
Love that.
Sexualizing, bomb threats, everything. It's fine.
Exactly. Listen, because you know, also today's is a very oddly slow sports day. I'm checking out my Rangers. They're kicking ass right now. I'm kind of happy about
I
that.
went to a hockey game, Panthers
I was
and
gonna
the
say,
Rangers.
the Panthers and the Rangers.
I went to that game and I left before it ended, and I went to Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, I was about to be upset because you left early, but you went to the Cheesecake
I
Factory.
know.
Did you actually go for cheesecake?
Yeah.
Okay, then it makes it all better. I'm in New York.
And
Yeah,
fried
you-
macaroni balls.
Oh, so good.
I was sitting at the game and I was just like, you know what? Cheesecake would smack right now. And then I left. And then my waiter was like, were you guys at the game? I was like, yeah. And he was like, you just fucking left? Who leaves the fucking game? I was like,
You must have
dude.
left super early. Goddamn.
I did leave really early. I don't even know if it was halfway through. No, it was because I watched the bubble soccer.
The what?
Bubble soccer, when they play the soccer in those big
Oh,
inflatables in the halftime.
I don't know. I don't watch enough hockey to know that there's bubble soccer. That's the
Like,
one.
you're doing a sports podcast.
I don't watch enough. Exactly. So as I was about to admit, I've never been to a hockey game.
So,
And the only time I do watch hockey is when it comes down to the playoffs. So I treat and if I was a hockey fan, I'll be offended by that statement. Because as a basketball fan, I get offended when I hear people say like, I don't watch basketball to the playoffs. I'm like, then you missed the whole fucking season. Why the fuck are you even watching now? Like, then you're not emotionally invested. Like you missed the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the breakups, the baby mama dramas. Like somebody had a kid. Yeah, listen to this. PJ Washington. I forget who his baby mama is, right? I'm a Google this. PJ Washington's baby mama, and see if you know that name, right? Of the baby mama. PJ Washington has a baby mama, right? When he was in
Brittany Renner.
You know that name?
Nope.
Okay, good. She is the gold digger supreme, right? She is like through different times. There's been a queen gold digger, right? At one point in time, there was a woman like what was her name? Robin Givens. Like that's the person that set up Mike Tyson back in the day, right? And now it's what was that name again?
Brittany Renner, I think, right?
No, wait.
Yeah, Brittany Renner.
Okay, Brittany Renner, because we got a Brittany Griner we talk about every day. We don't want to mistake those two. Brittany Griner is not a gold digger. She's locked up in Russia right now, being detained 103 days against her will, current basketball player, right? Brittany Griner is a no good piece of shit, right? Sorry. So she got married to like this dude, right? A basketball player. He knocked her up. I guess he was away playing bubble basketball, like during COVID or whatever. Well, during that time, she decided to divorce him for no reason whatsoever and take custody of his kid, right? And just go off. Only reason she did it because she could. About within a year before that happened, she was on Instagram saying like, yo, whenever you're ready to catch a bag, just fucking athlete. They're stupid. They don't use protection. She's like, watch. Before the end of this year, I'm gonna get me a bag.
That's what she did, right?
And that's what the fuck she did. So it's things like this that you miss if you don't watch the whole season. Like, how would you know about this PJ Washington story? How would you know that he got screwed and he's over there on Instagram like I just want my baby back. Like I'm over here sounding like a what's that commercial? I want my baby back. Chili, sound like a Chili's commercial. Yeah, he over there sound like a Chili's commercial on Instagram. Like, right? But how would you know about this if you don't watch the whole? That's why I said like you gotta watch the whole season. So if I was a basketball fan, I just said what I said about hockey, I would be offended. So I get offended when people say this about basketball. That's all I can get into hockey right now. I'm trying.
But is that your sport, basketball? Like your number one?
Basketball's my number one
But,
sport. Like
like,
I
I
played
think-
basketball. I tried out for my basketball teams in school, for the army, everything. Like I was trying to go army pro basketball. Shit.
but I feel like you would like hockey if you went to a game.
And that's why I'm trying to go. That's what got me into NASCAR.
Because
Like,
I
not
love
even- not NASCAR. Formula One.
I
Indy
love
500 is
NASCAR.
Formula One, right? Is that for? Is that one?
I don't know. I've been to a lot of NASCAR races. I used to go to Homestead all the time growing up to watch the races.
My favorite racer growing up was Dick Trickle,
I like Jeff Gordon.
only because of his
Alright, I'm
name.
gonna get a drink.
Yeah, no, I
Thanks
was a
for
Jeff
having me on
Gordon
your
fan.
podcast.
Sure, and don't forget to like,
Yeah,
follow,
no, I was
share.
gonna say,
Man,
like,
I don't have my
what is
phone. You
your...
send it to me.
the top one, unless you want to send me money.
Alright, I feel like I've learned a lot about life, but not a lot about sports.
Even better. That's okay. I don't mind that at all.
Oh my god, that's so great. Okay.
Thank you, lovely
Hi,
ladies.
fans.
Oh.
Hope y'all have a great night. Enjoy. What was your
Thank
name
you.
again?
Talon.
Talon. Hope y'all enjoy Talon. He's great.
And you hope you guys enjoyed Taylor. Thank you for joining. She's here every week. Like I do see you
every
here.
Thursday and Friday, I'm here.
I do see you here almost every other time. Yeah, she definitely was here for she definitely was here for karaoke one week. All right, so let's get back into the sports. I say that's how easy we get distracted, but these are good distractions. Those who don't know what introspection is, you need to take a long, hard look at themselves. Okay, I'm not quite sure where that came about or where that came from, but thank you, Bart, for that nice comment. You could have called in. They were asking people to call in. You were listening, like you had something to say. You decided to type it instead of call in. You could have called in. Like, my lines are open for everybody. Like, these are free phone bars. You can come and get it whenever you want it. Maybe maybe he was talking about the Heat fans and their level of denial as we continue with that. Now, I don't want to go too ham or continue to go too much into Heat fans, right? But as we're talking about going in, right? Let's talk about something that helps us all get in and go in a little bit better, folks. And what that is Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can help get us back out through. All you have to do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. This thing, Blue Chew has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. She will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance, and for a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. Because all you need to do is use my promo code of DXYJ, that's Delta X-Ray Yankee Juliet, and you'll be able to get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Yes, folks, DXYJ to get your first $20 order of Blue Chew for free.
I wish it was mine. That's a gem.
Let's talk about some interesting shit that's been popping up. Let's talk about some interesting things that's been popping up so far in the sports world, right? Before we get directly into the NBA Finals match, because I know that's what you guys really want to try to get into. So let's see if we can take a poll. You know, let's wait. We're gonna take a poll of the people in a few minutes to see who they think is gonna win the NBA Finals. We'll go ahead and give you guys a couple of those options later. So recently, what has popped up across our wire, right, is that one Jaylen Brown. No, sorry. No, not Jaylen Brown. Sorry. What's the name I'm forgetting? What's the name? Aaron Donald. There we go. Aaron Donald has blocking my light. But Aaron Donald has signed with. Wait, no. I'm not tripping. No, Jaylen Brown. I knew I wasn't tripping. Jaylen Brown becomes the first NBA player to sign with Donde Sports. Yes, folks, the first NBA player to sign with Donde Sports. And I haven't looked at it, but it sounds like at least that Donde Sports has now 3 recognizable names when it comes to their athletes. They have. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I heard that he was signing with Donde Sports, I'm kind of like, that kind of sounds a little risky. You know, you're signing with Kanye. You know, who knows what kind of influence Kanye may have on his intellect. As the New York Rangers are currently up 5-2, folks. 18 minutes left to go in the third period, folks. Tampa Bay currently is on a power play. Just about a minute, 45 seconds left to go. See, I'm telling you right now, as I've been watching the Rangers defend in power plays, these are the times that you have to really appreciate having a goalie like Shesterkin there with you. Because it really helps deter a lot of the shots on goal. As it look like Tampa Bay is attacking. They swing it behind the net. Try to get an assist. And folks take a shot, and that goes over the net. Alrighty. So, damn, I smell weed. Where did I put my weed at earlier? There it goes. So we hear that Jaylen Brown has signed with Donde Sports. And he joins Donde Sports with 2 other notable athletes. One, Antonio Brown. That's what threw me off. I was like, Brown. I didn't. Even when I was taking notes, I didn't even realize it was 2 Browns signing him. But one, Antonio Brown, and one also, Jalen Ramsey. So this also continues to add to my concern, where I start to think like, damn. Not only am I concerned with Kanye, I'm like, it's like a double-edged sword of Kanye influencing him, but also in a good way and a good way and a bad way, being influenced by Kanye and having exposure to Kanye and his resources. But also you're talking about having Antonio Brown, who's barely an athlete anymore, and his toxicity level. And also Jalen Ramsey, somebody that has been known to be edgy. That's all I'm going to say about him. I know Jaylen Brown he's gone through a life transformation over the last couple of years as he's continued to find himself on and off the court. What if my boo was watching? Hey, boo. Oh, man. Also, something that has popped up on our radar, right? That is one contract. That is the contract of one Zion Williamson. And I'm letting you know right now, folks. What is it? About 10:13? About 51 minutes into the podcast. We're going to end this at 11:07. So you're going to get whatever portion of the podcast that you were able to get between all of these issues. But, we got some news about Zion Williamson, right? Update about Zion Williamson. And Zion Williamson, as you guys know, right? He's the forward from the. I think I'm coming a little hot. Let's bring that down a little bit. He's the forward from the Pelicans, and he's recently been cleared to be able to participate, right, in full contact activity. Like he has no restrictions all of a sudden. And obviously, this comes at the very time where the Pelicans kind of have to start making a determination if they want to give him that contract extension, where he's going to be possibly guaranteed an additional $181 million. And there's been rumors stated that because the owner of the Pelican is also the owner of the Saints, a football guy, that he may try to find creative ways to put in playing incentives in the contract. And I will admit to you that I was very, very, very for a contract of this nature to motivate players to play and hold them accountable for the contract that they have agreed to. Right? Now, as saying, I was all for this. I was 100% for this when I first heard it. Because, in a weird way, why wouldn't you want to be able to hold players accountable? As we said before, there's no reasons whatsoever why players have to get guaranteed contracts. There's nothing in the NBA's verbiage. There's nothing in the collective bargaining agreement. There's nothing guaranteeing guaranteed contracts. It has just become the norm. So if you have a player that you can't fully trust because of either injuries or just questioning their dedication, I'm all for putting in a contract that has the kind of verbiage that incentivizes playing. Until today. And I'm going to tell you what changed my mind. Right? I'm gonna tell you what changed my mind. And who changed my mind was Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire was on ESPN New York today. And they presented him with the question of Zion, right? And basically, how does he feel about them possibly giving him a contract like that? And also asking Amari Stoudemire, knowing the kind of individual that he was, that he had a couple of injuries and things like that, how he would feel about when he signed a contract, and how he would feel about it. And he came out and flat out said that he wouldn't sign it. And I'll tell you about my reason. I'll tell you why he said he wouldn't sign it right after this commercial break.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done. Only so able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, I became a soldier.
Okay, so we're back with the MyT Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. We're still here with you guys at Sharkies. It's a nice little 79-degree night. Mostly clear skies. It was raining a little bit early, but it was like things have decided to stop, which we've been lucky. We've been lucky with since we've been doing our podcast here outside. Now, as we were saying before we went into break, that they questioned one Phoenix legend, Knicks legend, right? Former Knicks player, Phoenix legend, Amari Stoudemire, about if he would take a kind of similar contract that was being offered to Zion Williamson. And he flat out said no, he wouldn't. And then he proceeded to say, well, that was the reason why he left Phoenix. And I was like, oh. Well, when as a Knicks fan, automatically you're like, well, you kind of now you really hope that they do it. Because we know if they do it now, he's gonna leave, right? I think that's always been kind of our expectation and a weird hope of ours this whole entire time, was that they do it so that he can leave. But so Amari Stoudemire, but I'll tell you the reason why Amari Stoudemire said. He said that he wouldn't do it, and he thought about it, right? And he said while he can see some of the reasonings behind it, right, and the justifications for it. Remember, you can justify anything sometimes, as we've been telling you. But he also didn't want to be left as a victim, right? To either a franchise or a coach that suddenly maybe is deciding to go in a different direction, right? Or maybe if the team is not where they thought they would have been at. Or if maybe, let's say, the general manager or the owner is trying to save some money. He didn't want to be, let's say, okay, what if he's at like 58 games for the season? You know, they've already locked up the playoff spots, right? Anytime he's played 58 games, he needs to play his two more games. He needs 2 more games because the bonus is at like, say, 60. But the coach but the coach decided, like, you know what, we got this thing wrapped up already. I don't need you for these last 5 games. But he only needs 2 to hit his bonus. So he sits him down for 5 games. Now he doesn't hit his bonus. Will that owner still come out and be like, hey, we understand the circumstances, still give him that bonus, or we're going to hold him to that? He doesn't want to have to worry about that kind of pressure. Or let's just say the organization or the owner just wanted to be cheap and be like, hey, nah, we're going to sit him down. And he's right at 58, right at 59. So he said he didn't want to possibly be a victim of that. And when he put it that way, it put it in a little bit more perspective to me. And I can see why automatically every single player will feel offended by being offered a contract like that. But to be honest with you, you will only get offered a contract like that if that is the option that the team feels that they need to present to you so that they can maximize your abilities or your dollars for your abilities or what they're paying for your abilities. In a weird way, I'm still for it. I don't think the NBA is an organization anymore where you can allow things like that. But I guess it depends on how bad your organization is. like I said, we've heard things about Phoenix already, about how potentially that owner is, and I have a feeling that in a weird way, right? Amari Stoudemire was trying to also tell us that the owner for the Phoenix Suns is not the kind of owner that you can trust to do right by you. And I think that was probably the bigger thing that he may have been leaning towards without fully saying it or without fully burning bridges, as he is currently an assistant in the NBA and possibly seeking head coaching opportunities. And who knows? Maybe that head coaching job turns into being from Phoenix when they start their rebuild after they lose their players. Who knows what exactly that looks like? So again, when it comes to Zion Williamson specifically, right? I'm still under the impression, I'm still under the belief, right, that he's one of those guys that I would give a contract that has verbiage in it for incentive play, playing time, games played. I understand that injuries can't be helped, but we've seen the NBA come out with plenty of rules to protect teams against injured players. So you shouldn't be surprised, and so you shouldn't be surprised if you hear about owners handing out contracts to try to protect them against injured players. Because if this is something that the league took into consideration or the league decided to make changes about, that means that there were enough owners and enough individuals in power for the NBA also complaining about it for them to want to not only put it to a vote, but to get it passed and put it into the collective bargaining agreement. So players can feel offended if they want to. But really what it is, it truly is a reflection of your abilities with that team, and the number one ability that they would have been judging you off of is availability. Let's switch it up, because we're getting closer and closer and closer. She said she made that herself? Did I hear that right? Did you say you made that yourself? Folks, let me give you an update. The New York Rangers are still up 6-2. 12 minutes to go in the period. Just Sturkin. So, you guys are going to get me kicked off the air. So, we're getting closer to that. We're getting closer to what we really want to talk about, right? We're getting closer to what everybody's kind of tippy-toeing around, and that's tomorrow's matchup. That is tomorrow's matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. That is finally tomorrow's matchup. I want to try something. That's right. I keep forgetting the thing that I want to try. I can't try because I need additional mic. I did additional parts. Do I not have that part? Let's see something here. I'm telling you guys, like, you know, I'll try it after the podcast. I'm gonna try something after the podcast. So, but let's continue to march on, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Actually, nah. We have nothing else left. Is that rain? That is rain. Okay, folks. we are officially, for the first time, testing out the reason why we have all of these covers and all of this protection. Things are looking good. Okay, I'm protected. My stuff are protected and they're safe. Because no, it is started to rain, people. Like, so it looked like the rain did catch us a little bit, but it's South Florida, so it looked like it'll probably end pretty soon. Let's just hope that we catch no kind of emotional damage to our equipment. So let's get into these matchups, right? So as you guys know by now, right, the Boston Celtics, led by their leader Jason Tatum, are finally going to go ahead and take on the Golden State Warriors, led by... See, the rain has already stopped. Gotta love Florida. Right, led by their star, Stephen Curry, Wardell Curry. Now, this matchup becomes super intriguing, right? And I know one of the things that people have already started to say is that the Boston Celtics, like, they won both of these matchups earlier in the year. But earlier in the year isn't now. Earlier in the year isn't them clicking right now. Earlier in the year isn't them at this current stage in the season with more confident Jordan Poole, with a team that's as healthy as they're probably going to get. They just had about 12 days of rest. They seem like they've been resting forever. Okay, the rain is picking back up again. But we do have a matchup coming up, and when you break down this matchup position by position, things really start to become intriguing, right? Because I don't believe that the Boston Celtics have a chance. To be honest with you, like I've said this already, I don't believe that the Boston Celtics have a chance. But it doesn't mean that things aren't interesting. Like if you go position by position, even from the 5 position down to the 1 position, these matchups matter, right? At the 5, you're talking about Williams and possibly Looney. Just down there, 2 guys that aren't offensively, like, offensive-minded individuals. These are guys that are generally going to do this a whole lot more with their defense than anything else. I'm just watching my equipment right now. You guys don't even understand, like, how nervous I am. Right? I know you guys can see it, right? You guys can see the rain falling. Sorry. I'm just making sure everything is okay over here. Let's see here. Okay. We're surviving and we're holding up. Right? When you start even with the position of the 5, right? Can I show you good look at, like, who has the position, who has the advantages where? And even when you talk about just 2 big bodies, right? Just rim protecting, grabbing rebounds. What's going on, Pepe? Rim protecting, grabbing rebounds, being defensive anchors for their team, just doing a lot of the dirty work for their team. Like, even that is damn near even matchup. And to be honest with you, there is something to constantly always be said about championship experience, which the Golden State Warriors do have. And none of these guys on the Boston Celtics have. Like, the Boston Celtics are a championship organization, franchise. They have a lot of winning habits and a lot of winning ways. But this group of people don't understand what it takes to get over the top. And you know what? Let's go left field for just a second here. Right? Because I know last show, like, we teased and we talked about what is Heat culture and Dub Nation and Celtic pride or whatever the hell it is, right? You have to understand fully. You have to understand fully that look at what these 2 teams have done, right? And I'm talking to Knicks fans here. I'm talking to impatient ass Knicks fans. Look at the final 3 teams in the playoffs. Right? Look at the final. I'm trying to remember who the Golden State played. Right? I'm trying to remember who Golden State played. Yo, that rain is starting to come down. Everything so far is still kind of protected. Y'all see this, right? We don't stop. Can I tell you that we won't stop? I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. All right, so let's continue, right? I know it's gonna be kind of hard for you guys to hear me, but we're gonna continue this We're gonna continue the show because the show must go on, right? So mainly for you Knicks fans out there, right? Let's go ahead and get the mic over here. So mainly for you Knicks fans out there, I want you to take a good look at all of these organizations that are currently still in the playoffs, right? And I'm talking about the last 3. Heat, Celtics, Warriors. All of these organizations, right? They went through highs and lows. Now, I do understand that for some of them, they've had better coaching, and they had much better culture because they had a little bit more stability in some part of their organization. Whether that was all the way up the top in their general manager, GM, president of operations, who was not only had tenure but also was competent. But he also had a lot of them had it from their coaching staff. But also, they stuck with and they believed in their players. See, their players and maybe I ain't gonna say their players didn't have to worry about it, because there was a point in time where Stephen Curry did have to worry about if he was possibly gonna be traded because of his injuries. It wasn't because they didn't think he was a great. That he didn't think that he wasn't becoming one of the great shooters in the game, and doing some groundbreaking things. It was just the fact that he wasn't sure if he could stay healthy. But him, like Draymond, figured out his health, figured out what he needed to do to stay to protect his availability, and then now has become a 3-time champion, looking for a 4th against Boston. I'm sorry, yo. You guys have no clue how nervous I am. I'm just watching all my stuff. Nothing's getting wet though. Thank God. I have set this thing up perfectly, or as perfect as can be. Now, you realize what these organizations have done, right? Is that they're young guys. They built a young core. And when things weren't looking its brightest, they didn't say, hey, we're going to break up Steph, we're going to break up Clay, we're going to break up Draymond. They didn't say, no, we're going to break up Marcus Smart, we're going to break up Jason Tatum, we're going to break up Jaylen Brown. They didn't say, no, we're going to break up Bam Adebayo, we're going to break up Tyler here, we're going to... No, we just said, you know what? We're going to add to these pieces. We're going to keep developing them. We're going to trust in them. We're going to consistently give them stability, right? We're going to give them direction, and we're going to give them the confidence to continue to grow and be a part of this organization, the organization that drafted them, so that they can feel vested in as well. Know that this is an organization that's going to hold on to their players, and want you to be a lifer. Want you to have pride in your organization. Want you to be able to say, like, I want to be able to say, yo, there's a Nick way. Fully, I want to be able to say that. So the next time you Knicks fans, right, are out here complaining, hooting and hollering, talking about trade, yo, there's a lot of mist in the air. Talking about trade this person, trade that person. We need to get rid of this guy because this right now isn't a championship caliber team or whatever they are, they aren't. Understand that things take time. You keep one of the things in 2 years, 3 years. How many times have Jason Tatum and them been banging their head in the playoffs? 5 years now. How many years was the Golden State? How many years did the Golden State Warriors miss the playoffs before they started making the playoffs and was banging against that wall? It took them time. You have to give your players time to develop, because then what happens so often is that all of our players go to other teams and they win on other teams. They become valuable players on other teams. They become productive players on other teams, except for us. So look at these two franchises. I ain't gonna lie. Part of me needs to go check out my equipment. So you guys are gonna miss me for a little while. I'm gonna play my Army commercial again, just so I can go check on some stuff.
To make a difference in this world, and they can respond. I became a soldier.
Whew. Okay, I just had to make sure I get that commercial out of there, just so I can go ahead and check on the equipment real quick. I had to make sure things are still holding up. But let's go ahead and give you guys a nice little promo code while we muscle through the last half an hour of the podcast, right? So where is this, folks? Because we have something else for you guys, right? Because I know things are looking rough right now, folks. A lot of things look rough, and I know even like gas prices. Right? I know gas prices are stinking right now. So don't pass another gas station debating that these gas prices are too inflated. Get the Upside app and come on through. You get cash every time you buy gas, and if you're a fat ass, then they do it for food too. Just download the Get Upside app and use the promo code MYT4336. Is that the promo code? Hold up. Hey yo. Hold up. Yeah, don't worry. We're checking to see what that promo code is. Wait, no, sorry. It's 3229. I fucked that all up. So it's MYT 3229. Yes, folks, download the Get Outside app, and basically you get cash back every single time that you buy gas. And I'm gonna tell you also something that you do, right? Double stack, triple stack, quadruple stack, because you can get cash back using your Get Upside app. If you had cash back rewards through your bank card, you can still use that. And also, if you have a rewards card like through Shells or something, you can still get cash back on that. So let's think about that. You can get you can get yourself 20 cents back using the Get Upside app. Actually, 25 cents back using the Get Upside app when you use my promo code, right? Then you get like another 15 cents back on your reward card from that particular gas. You know, I'm actually taking a break to text my new boo, and I don't like text anybody during the podcast. And then I'm texting you live on air. So I hope she can see. I know she's probably not watching, but no, this rain is making me nervous. For real. Hold on. I feel like I want to bring this one in a little bit closer now, so that you guys can hear me, because you probably can't hear me on Instagram anymore. Now you probably hear nothing but rain. I'm just glad everything is holding up. So I hope Knicks fans, right? And I'm really gonna start making sure I hold you Knicks fans like a little bit more accountable. I'm not gonna let you keep getting away with complaining every single time that your team goes through like mini ups and mini downs, right? That shit is absolutely ridiculous at this point in time. that you guys get so, I don't want to say so worked up and so emotional, but that you guys can't understand what sometimes on how to properly construct and do a rebuild, right? Or just build an organization, period. I really hope that not only are the Knicks organization paying attention to how the Boston Celtics, how the Golden State Warriors, how the Miami Heat have been. Ooh, sorry, I don't want to be showing that. I really don't. How the Miami Heat have been building their team. I really hope they've been paying attention to it, and I really hope you Knicks fans have been paying attention to what they've been doing, because that's how it should be done. Not this impatient shit, and then trade away R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, a couple of first-round picks, a couple of second-round picks, just to try to get Zion, or just to try to get Damian Lillard. You can't do that. You can't gut what you've been building to try to get one star and give him nothing to work with, because then he's exactly in the position that he was in before that. He's just doing it on a different stage. That is promising to do what his last franchise did, but they have never been able to do it before. I'm just saying, it's the shit like that that makes you dysfunctional. It's the shit like that that makes you not being able to work properly. Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm in the mood to smoke. I really am. Let's see, since it's raining out here, if I can get away with one. I'm gonna so take advantage of this rain. So let's continue to break this down position by position by position by position, because even in the position matchups, like I said, things are real interesting in this Golden State and this Warriors team. As we mentioned already, even starting off with what is Williams and Looney, you are talking about two guys that make their reputation off of defense, being big bodies, bludgeoning you to death, and being hard workers. We get similar things from the next match between Draymond Green and Al Horford. Even that's interesting to me, right? Because now you're talking about two guys that we don't think is highly athletic, but they're highly effective in their roles. They're super smart. Both these guys have high basketball IQs, and they're the intellectual defensive anchors, sometimes even the intellectual offensive anchors on their team. So it's going to be, so that is one of, so when you talk about matchups to watch, already I'm intrigued in two matchups, and I haven't even gotten to technically the She asked me what am I nervous about. I'm nervous about my equipment taking water damage. Hold on. I'm gonna send her a picture so I can show what's going on here. You see this shit? Oh, damn it. What the hell did I just do? Back, people. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Take a picture. And let's go ahead and send her a picture, let her see. Yeah, I really, I know I'm wilding. Like, I'm really here taking. Right. I'm really here taking pictures, like during the live podcast. Like, this is how you know I am doing shit that I shouldn't be doing, and I'm making an exception for somebody that I'm really trying to talk to. Cause, oh, really? You still need to look? Yeah, we're gonna have to. Okay. Alright, it's officially that time, folks. Alrighty, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish the podcast with you guys today. The rain is starting to get a little too splashy, and it's starting to get all over the place. Right, and it's starting to get all over the place. But so, I think we're gonna end the podcast here. So cause I don't want to risk anything going out or shorting it out on me. So I don't know. See, I ain't gonna lie. So I'll give you my prediction now. I think the Golden State Warriors are gonna win. I think the Golden State Warriors are gonna win the NBA Finals. I think they're gonna win Game 1. Who do you guys think is gonna win Game 1 between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics? You can't even hear me with the rain. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to go because we have things that are taking on water damage, and the only thing that's really waterproof is my speaker. Oh man, hold on. Let's go ahead and continue. Sheesh. Y'all don't understand what's going on over here, dude. Hey, stop showing shit I don't want to see. That's what I'm dealing with over here. So, like, those are my predictions. We may do something on Friday for you guys. Maybe we do it early, maybe we do it late. Cause you probably can't even hear me properly. Like, we're outside, we're live at Sharky's, and the rain is starting to come down heavily. And even though I feel like my equipment has been protected, I think we're starting to get to that time where I'm playing around. I'm starting to play with the gods over here. I'm intrigued by all matchups, folks. The Jaylen Brown and even Andrew Wiggins, like, that matchup intrigues me. To see if Andrew Wiggins can continue to be aggressive and also play defense on Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown and Klay Thompson both guarding each other while also both of them getting their offense off. The Marcus Smart chasing around Stephen Curry everywhere. Like, you understand, I'm intrigued by it all. We're going to talk about this a little bit more because I don't know if you're able to catch us all or not, but we're going to be back on the MyT Sports Podcast, folks. I want to thank you guys for listening again. Yeah, I hope, as I always say, as the boy Toby and Wigway say, hope you guys continue to catch a wave that never subside, but more importantly, continue to transform yourself in the kind of person that you would want to work for you. That's all I got to say. Hey, yo, my boy, DJ MyT. Go ahead and do me a favor and go ahead and play my outro so I can start rambling.
Sorry, B. I tried. Honest. All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained. No lag, no lag. Gonna share my talents with Podbean Live. Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin's got good mic skills. New, improved MyT Podcaster. Potty down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't want to go far. wild night. Tired of being tired. MyT
Sports. I don't know.
Stop him out. See you guys.
This is Florida. As I hey now. Oh, never mind. See, hey, I can't help. Don't want to risk it, but it's dying down now. Gotta love Florida. Okay, so I think now that you guys gave me a little bit better, I don't think I'm still not gonna get into a lot of the. I don't think I'm gonna get into the matchups of this NBA Finals. I'm just gonna make sure I can say this again so you guys can hear me. I'm intrigued by all 5 of the matchups in every single position, right? Whether it's starting at the 5 position between the 2 dogs, Williams and Looney, right? We talk about the two intellects at 4 between Draymond Green and Al Horford. We're talking about we're talking about we're even talking about watching Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum and Andrew Wiggins in his new form of aggression, right? In his new role of aggression, to see how even that can play itself out. All right, so right, the shooting guard matchup between Jaylen Brown and Klay Thompson on defense and on offense, and then also even watching Marcus Smart having to chase Stephen Curry all over the place. Like I said, like we'll break this down a little bit more, but we'll talk about this on Friday. But just very lightly, like just if you had to say what to watch for 101 or what to watch for dummies, right? Like to give kudos, like like to use a popular brand that's well known to people. That's kind of what that is. Like those are the matches. Those are the key things that you're kind of watching for initially with these matches, because these teams kind of do match up well, right? Like the way they match up on an individual standpoint. When you talk about looking across from the man that you're gonna have to guard, there's a lot of intrigue there, and I still don't believe he's gonna go more than 5 games. Like these guys in Golden State, in the Bay, they are as gentlemen can be, and I'm telling them. The reason why I say it like that, 'cause I'm saying Warriors in 5, baby. Try to stay alive with me. Go ahead and switch over this curtain, right? Because I'm telling you right now, the Boston Celtics, they're squirting for a hurting. Pause. What up? Yeah, I am good. My security measures worked. That was the best part of it.